Hi there everybody. Okay, here we have an essay. This is going to be at level C1 for the Cambridge Advanced. TEENRISK is an international organisation exploring risk-taking among teenagers. The organisation has put up a poster in your school inviting students to send in their opinion on the following statement. Everybody should take risks in their life. The best essay writers will win an adventure weekend. You've decided to take part. In your essay, argue for and against taking risks as a teenager. You should analyse a risk you or someone you know has taken. Give reasons why certain risks should or should not be taken. Examine what effects risk-taking might have on personal development. Give your essay a title. Write around 350 words. So notice 350 is a lot for the Cambridge Advanced. More normally it's maybe 280, but that's not a problem. Okay, so straight into it. It says give your essay a title. You haven't given it a title, so no title. Okay. Let's see. Taking risks, despite being a concept usually linked to negative outcomes, mean not only leaving the extremely usual monotony of our lives, but also taking relevant steps towards what, without no doubt whatsoever, will be the source of our tremendously required personal development. Okay, it's a good effort. Yeah. I like what you've tried with the sentence structure. You've got one sentence for the whole paragraph, and it's a good complex sentence. The problem is there are some mistakes in it. So taking risks, despite being a concept usually linked to negative outcomes. So, taking risks, despite being a concept. I think I would probably start it with the taking of risks. The taking of risks. Despite the taking of risks, despite being a concept usually linked to negative outcomes. So, negative outcomes. Okay. Mean not only leaving the extremely usual monotony of our lives. Okay. So, the taking of risks, despite being a concept, I would probably a concept that is usually linked to negative outcomes. Mean so not only means leaving the extremely usual monotony of our lives. So I like the way you've gone for adverb, adjective, noun. Means leaving the extremely usual monotony of our lives. So leaving. Extremely usual. The means not only means moving away from the monotony of our daily lives. Means not only moving away from our daily lives, comma, but also taking relevant steps, taking important steps towards what? Without no doubt whatsoever. So, without, to what? Without doubt whatsoever. To what doubtlessly towards what what doubtlessly will be a source of our tremendously required personal development, a source of tremendously required, will be a source of, but also taking steps towards what doubtlessly will be a source of personal development, a source of essential personal development. You've been very ambitious with this. I like it. Keep trying with this. I'm sorry I've had to change it so much, but it's a good start. By making sentences like this, it's going to help your exam writing, definitely. People must distinguish between beneficial risks. Those who, even having an absolutely unwanted result, come with an undisputable positive learning, and unnecessary risks, those who, above everything, bring absolutely nothing positive, but only put at risk for people's life and health. Okay, again, you're working really nicely with this sentence. You're constructing quite well, but it doesn't read naturally, and this is the problem. People must distinguish between beneficial risks, those which are an unwanted result, those which beneficial risks, though come with beneficial risks, that even if unsuccessful, beneficial risks which, even if unsuccessful, come with undisputable positive learning. So people must distinguish between beneficial risks, which, even if unsuccessful, come with undisputable positive learning, and unnecessary risks, those which bring absolutely nothing positive, and only put people's it's plural, whoops, people's lives and health at risk. Okay, people must distinguish between beneficial risks, which, even if unsuccessful, come with undisputable positive learning, undisputably positive learning benefits. And unnecessary risks, those which bring absolutely nothing positive and only put people's lives and health at risk. This is a really good so again, it's very ambitious. I really like what you're trying to do. I like the way you're trying to structure this. But you need to get it right, okay? Keep trying at it, because the only way to get these right is by trying and failing, yeah? These are learning opportunities. The latter have no other objective than to experience the risky situation itself. So drugs consumption, so for example drug consumption, etc. And in my view, they should never be taken. So, and in my view, they should never be taken at all. So let's make this more interesting. And in my view, under no circumstances should they ever be taken. And in my view, under no circumstances should they ever be taken. Speaking of my particular case, I would say that as I looked with absolute envy at some people around me taking risks and observing the incredibly positive effects they had on their lives, I felt totally and utterly incapable of taking them in my life. Okay. So, speaking of my particular case, I would probably just start this in my specific case, in my particular case, I would say that no, this doesn't help you at all. It doesn't say anything. In my particular case, as I looked with absolute envy, so in my particular case, as I turned green with envy, observing Okay, we've got observing, I'll change it. I turned green with envy. In my particular case, as I turned green with envy, watching. You don't need this sun. Watching the people around me taking risks. So I'm going to put observing. And seeing the incredibly positive effects they had on their lives. So there, it's a bit confusing. Positive effects. The positive effects this behavior had on their lives, I felt totally and utterly incapable of taking them in my life. Okay. So let's lose this as. In my particular case, I turned green with envy, observing the people around me taking risks and seeing the incredibly positive effects this behavior had on their lives. I turned green with envy, observing this and seeing the behavior had on our lives. Semicolon. I felt utterly incapable Okay, so let's see. In my particular case, despite turning green with envy on observing the people around me taking risks and seeing the incredibly positive effects this behavior had on their lives, comma, I felt totally and utterly incapable of doing the same in my own life. But, however, a few years ago, this changed. However, a few years ago, this changed. And I like this surprisingly. Surprisingly, I managed to overcome an extremely blocking fear and take the most important risk of my life. Get out of my comfort zone, which really wasn't comfortable at all, and start again, not only professionally, but also personally. Okay, so, and surprisingly, I managed to overcome an extremely blocking fear, to overcome the fear that blocked my way and take the most important risk of my life. comma, namely to get out of my comfort zone, which wasn't really comfortable at all, and start again, not only professionally, but also personally. Good. A good bit. I like that. That works quite nicely. The effect of this tough risk-taking on my... The effects of this tough risk-taking. So, the effects of this tough decision. Okay, you need to put this the other way round. The effects of this tough decision, tough risk-taking on my personal development were undoubtedly astonishingly good. Let's put this another way. So, astonishingly good, and I like the way you keep putting adverbs. Astonishingly positive, astonishingly beneficial. Effects. Took place. Astonishingly beneficial effects took place in my personal development. As a result of taking such a tough decision. And I don't like this and here like this. You can start a question with and like this. And. So, and I can already confirm this without even having achieved my new and desired goals yet, both personal and professional. So, and. So, what is more, I can already confirm the truth of this, even without having achieved, without having yet achieved my new and desired goal. My new goals, my new personal and professional goals. Just seeing the wonderful, positive, beneficial, good, upbeat, because we've got a lot of positive effects. The Just seeing the wonderfully the wonderfully beneficial, the wonderfully the wonderful life enhancing effects of giving up something that although I didn't hate it, didn't make me happy. To allow me to begin living didn't make me happy. Just seeing the wonderful life enhancing effect of giving up something that, although I didn't hate it, didn't make me happy. Yes, but this just seeing doesn't work with the rest of it. Okay, happiness ensued. I felt deep satisfaction. So let's try it like that. I felt deep satisfaction just seeing the wonderful life enhancing effects of giving up something that although I didn't hate it, didn't make me happy. Let's join this in another way with a semicolon. So I felt deep satisfaction just seeing the wonderful life enhancing effects of giving up something that, although I didn't hate it, didn't make me happy. Okay, let me do this in a different way. Okay, just seeing the wonderful life-enhancing effects of giving up something that, although I didn't hate it, didn't make me happy. Well, it didn't make me happy. Gave me great satisfaction and is allowing me bit by bit to begin living something new. So from my humble experience, the best from my in my humble experience, The best and most useful advice I can give to others is to strongly encourage them to take risks. Is doubtlessly doesn't work. Is to others is to strongly encourage them to take risks, to get rid of control, to get rid of external control, and to be deeply open to the possibility of living fresh and enriching experiences. So, because, no, lose the because. Only new experiences allow us to learn, experiment, get to know ourselves better, grow and progress. Only new experiences allow us to learn, experiment, get to know ourselves better, grow and progress. And because whatever happens, everything is an immense learning process, and absolutely nothing is irreversible. So, progress. A new sentence. Whatever happens, remember. Remember that everything new is an immense learning process, and nothing is totally irreversible. So 341. Let's see what I've done with the changes. And how many words is this now? 352. It's still fine. So we've gone from 341 to 352. Okay, you've worked very hard with this, and I'm very pleased with what you've done. Let's see. I now need to mark this. So let's see. Did you answer the question? Okay, so let's see. Analyze a risk you or someone you know has taken. Good, you've done that. Give reasons why certain risks, you've done that as well. Examine what risk taking might have on personal development. Good. Give your essay a title. You didn't do that. So, answering the question. 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I think probably 3 out of 5. I think you're close to 4, but it's probably going to be a 3. Let's try the next one. Communicative achievement. The writing is appropriate for the task. You use the right style and register for the genre. Yeah, the style and register is quite good. It's got a nice feel to it. Unfortunately, it may not effectively hold the reader's attention. The reason for this is the way it often doesn't feel natural, and getting this to feel natural is your problem. So communicative achievement, 3, 2, 3, 2. Maybe 3 out of 5. Organization. Okay, the writing is coherently organized, yes. The focus and prioritization is quite logical, and it's quite well written, and the ideas are well connected. Is it easy for the reader to follow? Probably with the mistakes. All right, organization 2. Range of language and vocabulary. It's okay. Yeah, the vocabulary you've used is okay, but you need more synonyms. Yeah, we need more synonyms for risk, for benefits, for positive. You need to try a few other things that you know. I'm really happy about the way, the types of sentence you are trying, and these are really good. And if you can get these right, you're going to do quite well with this. There are mistakes, yes, and this could make the text difficult or confusing for the reader. 2 out of 5 for language. Yeah, it needs to read more clearly. Is it a pass at CAE? It's right on the border. Yeah. Maybe you'll get to pass with this, but I think probably not. Let's see, the complicated sentences you're using are great, yeah, but they've got to make sense, and they've got to hold together naturally. So enough anyway. Thank you very much, well done. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Taking Risks, an essay for CAE.